friends and moviegoers of all ages, may I present the one, the only, Mr. Jimmy Fallon. That is where the voice filmed for a number of years, and it's also one of our biggest and oldest. To give you an idea of just how big this building is, just how old it is, we'll take a look to your screens to see a few notable productions that filmed inside Soundstage 12 over the years. TV show Bel Air, the dramatic reproduction of the beloved 90s sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I thought while we're here in the area, we'd take a look behind the scenes with the stars of Bel Air, Jabari Banks and Ollie Schullitzen. Ted's, take a look to your left-hand side, and you'll see Ted the Teddy Bear. He's part of Seth MacFarlane's Fuzzy Door production, and if you have not already, on the inside. Now, a few of these are what we call practical sets, or semi-practical sets, meaning that they have part of a real building going on the inside, but really, again, there's not much. But with a little bit of movie magic and editing, we can convince you that this is anybody's business, apartment, workplace, school, any of those good things. For instance, the Brownstone Street apartments to your right-hand side, you might have seen those featured in TV shows like The Mindy Project or movies like Bruce Almighty starring Jim Carrey. Let's take a look back. Stayed at 88 miles per hour because we are passing through the iconic Courthouse Square. To your left-hand side, you might recognize the building within the building from Back to the Future Parts 1 and 2 as the Clock Tower. You might have seen it as Kingston Falls and the Gremlins. But here's the thing, folks.
Let's go out and walk in here!
Hey, it's cool, guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Recently, you might have seen this street that we're driving on in both seasons 1 and 2 of the new Bel Air. Maybe you watch American Ninja Warrior. This is where the semi-finals film every single year. And one of my...
I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in the adventure. Cole literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times.
Of the environment. They're looking in all directions, there's creatures coming at them, they're seeing calling from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where the people are looking. They're looking straight ahead, they're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts, because it's one giant shot in this tram that's driving along.
London Square, this area you might have seen featured in TV shows like Penny Dreadful from HBO, Season 2, City of Angels. You might have, actually no, you definitely haven't seen this new courtyard that we built to your left-hand side because this was just recently built for the new TV show A Classic Spy starring Ted Danson. But we are moving on forward, and we're traveling a road less traveled here on the studio tour. For those of you who are regular and classic riders with us, well, you may not have seen our Universal Monster mural coming up to your right-hand side. As soon as we head out into this parking area, you'll notice that there might have been some stunt cars visiting the area recently because there are the very clear evidence of donuts, not the edible ones, the tire ones. Over to your left-hand side. And over to your rain of February 2019 by world-renowned graffiti artist Tristan Eaton. This used over 900 cans of spray paint, and it is a way for us to pay homage to our classic Universal monster. Some of these ran from the 1910s until almost the 1930s, called 6 Points Home. Now, in the really early days of the studio tour was entirely different. There was no trams. You would pay 25 cents on Lancashire Boulevard. You would walk onto the Universal Studios lot, and they would give you a chicken sandwich for lunch, as well as a dozen eggs to take home. There used to be a chicken ranch right here on property. Things have definitely changed quite a bit, though, and in the time in between, many cowboys have moseyed on down these streets and earned their spurs. You might even know the names of a few modern cowboys, like Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. They appeared in Quentin Tarantino's night film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which filmed in the Opera House, coming up to your right-hand side. But as we mosey on through...
Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal lot.
I hear this is where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot here.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican.
But more recently, you might recognize this area as neighborhood 12358 West from The Good Place.
Supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Okay. So I should tell you folks, this might be a replica of Okay, well the only sign of life is our intern, George, out there. Well, you know what, folks? I don't want you to be alarmed, but that was our intern, George. Sad, though, because we can always get ourselves a new intern. Now, George's sacrifice, on the other hand, has not been made in vain. It allows us to hide behind these very safe barrels of gasoline, where nothing could go wrong. I would never gaslight you guys about your safety. LMFAO's music video, Stars Your Party Rock.
Fucking jail time, dude.
As we turn the corner, we're heading over to Hollywood's hottest filming location, a fake neighborhood known as Colonial Street. Though recently you might have seen Colonial Street in the background of TV shows like The Voice. This is where our semi-finalists come to talk to their families before the end of each season's competition. You might have been watching something like Never Have I Ever from Mindy Kaling and Lake Fisher. Coming up next to your left-hand side, there is a purple house that used to belong to the Munsters, and next door to that house is the yellow house with the green trim from Never Have I Ever. That's where our main character, Davy, lived. And of course, this whole neighborhood might seem familiar if you saw it as a little slice of suburbia known as Wisteria Lane in ABC's Desperate Housewives.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
You'll see the second one, and that is heavily featured in the new Ted prequel series. We're headed to the sets of yet another legendary director. This time the sets of Jordan Peele's newest sci-fi thriller, Best Picture Award winner Oppenheimer. But we're talking about Nope right now. As we head on in, here to guide us through is director
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky G. Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience.
He's muted.
That's better.
You're welcome.
We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride.
These studios, Warner Brothers Pictures, the ABC Studios Tower, but even just right here on the Universal Studios lot, there are hundreds of artists, employees, and workers that work thousands of hours to bring your favorite stories to life. And
thank you so much for watching. God bless the adventures. See you next time. Bye from Universal Hollywood.